Okay, so I haven't super prepared for these questions. I'm just planning on winging it, and I've got them. I was thinking about maybe making bullet points, and then I was like, well, I mean, even if I did, I probably wouldn't pay much attention. So, what is my current stance on religion / spirituality, and how did I arrive at it? Okay. You guys are gonna get a whole lot of ums, I'm thinking. There we go again. My current stance on religion / spirituality would be more like collective consciousness, omnism. There's a little bit of truth in everything. It's kind of laced all throughout everything that we see, and it's not, there's not one belief in a divine being. I feel like people often kind of misconstrue the meaning of what is God as being a person, and it's more not in it. I'm so obscure in trying to explain the things that I think. I'm sure that Chris is just gonna like nail me on this. I don't even want to talk. How did I arrive at it? Well, I grew up in a relatively, my family was Christian, and we were the kind that went to church every, Easter and Christmas. And then another part of my family was like fundamentalist Christian when I got to be like 12 years old. So I had a lot of indoctrination of all those beliefs. And then during the second year of my marriage, after kind of renouncing the faith of you should be his doormat because that's what I was taught, I shirked that following because I felt like it was teaching wrong. And then a few years later, I came to what I call my ego death. It was a really intense experience, and it was during my second separation with him. And it was 4 years in the marriage, so it was 2 years and then 2 years later. And at that point, it was like a recognition that what I was taught wasn't necessarily wrong. It was the application. It was the foundation and understanding, and that all these different things that I was seeing, everything was laced. It had a little tiny bit of truth. It wasn't all one thing. It wasn't all mixing one thing. It was like all the cliches everywhere were just spot on. And the messages that are actually shown are signified incorrectly. For example, like I said, that the being of God is an it or a being. Okay, so now that I've either lost half of you or maybe you think that I'm completely nuts, make a case for why I'm actually a type other than the one I think I am. We could go with ISFJ, because that's what I thought it was for a while, because of my subservient behaviorisms, but I don't live in SI, unfortunately. I kind of wish I did most of the time. We could go with ESTP, I think. SETI, we could do that. Because I think, and sometimes I live way too much in the moment, so that would be my inferior SE just being like, okay, describe my very first childhood memory. I think that my very first childhood memory would probably be, hang on just a second. Alright, sorry about that. I thought I heard something. Make sure this works. Childhood memory. I think it was in daycare. I was playing like house with someone, and this girl came in and like shoved me out of the way. We were tiny. I have a few other memories, but that's probably the most benign. Oh, something I'm proud of. I hadn't planned on this. Pausing again. Okay. I wanted to find the other poncho that I made because I made it in one day and it was like velvet, fleece velvet, and it was really great. But this is a poncho that I made for one of my girls. There's little snaps. She picked the material. She wanted this like jungle material. And so it's pretty great because she can just like snap it on and be like little jungle Red Riding Hood or something. And it's got little heart pockets because why not? So that's something I'm proud of, and it doesn't violate Facebook terms of service. Okay, what was my most or one of my most embarrassing moments? You guys might be able to help me with this. No. I don't know if I don't have a good memory store of embarrassing moments, or there are only really two things that come to mind, and I don't think they count here. So, can I take a rain check on this one? Because now I'm going to go ahead and follow the next direction, and I'm going to try to think about that whole embarrassing moment thing. I think I've talked with it about it with Summer before. Summer, what did I say was my most embarrassing moment? Okay, so done.